Now what I'm mixing here is some laminating epoxy and some cotton flocking, or you can make your own with some cotton balls finely cut up. And I've done some tests, and this mixture of epoxy and cotton is just about as strong as a mixture of carbon fiber and epoxy mixed together. The cotton's just about as strong. This is kind of like doing a Cabasel mix, because we're making our mixture lighter really by volume here, but we're making a really strong structure here. So this is about the consistency I'm looking for. It's going to be a little wet and sticky, but just dry enough to mold and kind of hold in place if you put it somewhere. And this is a great solution for filling big gaps, holes, connecting push rods to fuses where you need a big fillet. And this stuff is amazingly strong when it goes off. I mean, it's just like steel. Okay, we're ready to add our mixture. I've got the drill bit in, just taped basically in place here. We'll put more tape and get that straight up and down once we get the mixture set in here. So I want to take a little blob of this. Tears off pretty easy. I want to force that down into the hole. Get whatever tool you're going to need to do this. Might need something a little smaller, but you can see as you force it in, the epoxy kind of squirts out. So I want to jam quite a bit of this in there. Probably made a little too much, but and just force under pressure so it gets into the foam there. As I press it in and squeeze it, it's kind of like a sponge almost, and epoxy will squirt down those little holes I poked in. Hopefully fill all the gaps. We'll just keep putting it under pressure here. Now with it flipped over, you can see that the epoxy mixture is really flowing in nicely down to the bottom here. There's our drill bit dummy here. I'm just going to keep working it in there, and then we'll remove any excess that we need to, but it looks like it's going to flatten out pretty well. And we'll squish some tape down over the top of this, clean it up best we can, put some tape over the top so it'll force it flat with the top wing skin here. So once it hardens, we should just take a minimal amount of sanding and finishing to get this repair done. Pop the drill bit out. We'll already have our hole, and this thing will be ready to fly pretty soon. Now I have a piece of tape over the PVA here, and I pull the tape towards the repair here and squeegeed out some of the resin here, made it nice and smooth over the top here. Use my rag here to dab up some of the excess squirts out. I'll just put the tape slightly around the leading edge right there, so everything's sealed in. The drill bit's in place here, and with the tape, pulls the surface over. It'll make it nice and smooth once it hardens. So it's the next morning, and I pulled the drill bit out. Came out really easy. Pulled the tape off, cleaned off the PVA, and gave this just a rough sand here. It's got a little bit of a low spot in here, but it came out really nice. The epoxy mix with the cotton flocking is extremely strong and hard. Blended really well in with the crushed foam here. So this is actually stronger than the stock now. Here's the other side. Also cleaned it up a little bit of sanding. It's going to need a little bit of filler to fair this out, but it's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to put a piece of spread toe across here just to reinforce the area, spread the load out a little bit more, and also keep this hole from drifting out, because this one's probably just as weak as that front one.